Hey, Shalom. First off, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makwakadash, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I want to give whatever honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who has taught me the truth. I want to give a peace and blessings to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, who teach the truth and rest like to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Lord willing, the video is edifying. Lord willing, I can get something from this video. This video is basically going to be about, man, the Lord defending Jerusalem and the Lord, just, being our defense in that day, because you might ask, like, what do we need a defense from and what do we need salvation from? Well, if you look at just history and you look at just present day and all the shit that's going on, right, you could clearly see that, it's only a certain group of people that's being targeted. It's only a certain group of people that's really going through anything, man. That's the so-called Black, Native American, and Latino men and women, okay? And the reason why we're going through the things that we go through and the reason why we're under these curses and subject to the enemy is because we went off, okay? We didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So this is what happens when we don't follow the Lord. But everything in these scriptures, right, is perfect because it's inspired from the Lord, like the law, right? The law is perfect. Here it is, right? I want to say this too, and I was watching a brother Malak video from Detroit, beautiful video on mixed fabrics, right? I want to say this too, here it is that man is not perfect, but yet the law is, and that goes to show you and proves that, it had to come from the Most High. Okay, man is not perfect. We can't even keep the law. So a lot of people say, well, men wrote the Bible, men wrote the Bible, men wrote the Bible. Well, yeah, indeed, but who was it inspired by? And if, men wrote these laws, well, what man right, follow these laws to a T, that can follow these laws to a T, okay? Yahweh Shai came and did it, but, what man in this day and age can come follow this law to a T? What man can be perfect in this society? And that goes and proves and show you that this is not, this is not inspired by men. This is inspired by the Most High, man. Okay, period, point blank. And a lot of people like to disregard, and a lot of people like to push off the Lord as if the Lord isn't real. And that's why you're going to have a lot of death and destruction. That's why you're going to have a lot of famine. That's why you're going to have a lot of violence and a lot of, bullshit and things going on, as this society declines, man. Okay, so get ready, man. Get ready. Get ready, man. Okay, for those who's not protected under the Lord, man, get ready, because you boast against the power of the Lord as if the Lord isn't real. And you boast not just with your mouth, but with your fucking actions, man. Okay, this is the most rebellious generation, that this world has ever fucking seen, for real. Here it is that you got, homosexuality at an all-time high. Right? You got disobedient to parents and at an all-time high. You got adultery at an all-time high. Right? You got whoredom at an all-time high. Okay? There's no, to find a so-called, I'm going to give you an example. Now I get into the scriptures, right? A so-called decent woman in this society is one that, hasn't been ran through by multiple men. So if you could find a woman that has less than 10 bodies, right? That's like damn near gold compared to what you're gonna run into in this society, and that's a motherfucking shame. That's a motherfucking shame. See, back then, right? Women had a little bit of order about themselves. Just I ain't gonna say they were in order, because Solomon said he found not one righteous, and he had 1,000 women. But back then they had a little bit of order, right? They had a little bit of order, man, but they were still women. Nowadays the order is went completely out the window, man. So now you settling for harlots, and that's why the society got it. That's one of the reasons why the society got to go, but that's not the main reason. Right, but that just that's the fruits of this society. So if that is the fruit of society, what else wicked things are the fruit from this society? Okay, you got to really think about that shit, and when you really ponder and think about it and meditate on it, you get bitter. The more you want to get this place to get destroyed, man, because it's pushed by the wicked. So there's nothing that righteous could come out of it, man. Only the wicked could come out of wickedness. Okay? So this is Zechariah 12:8. It says, "In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord Yahweh before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem." And you got to ask yourself, what are all the nations that come against Jerusalem? Well, scriptures tell you in Psalms 84, it tells you what, or 83 or 84, it tells you that the heathen are confederate against thee, which means they are cahoots. They're in cahoots with each other against the nation of Israel. And again, right, you Jakes don't really know who your enemy is, nor do you want to know who your enemy is, because you don't give a fuck until the enemy kill another nigga. That's the only time you see Jake rise up, is when, they see these, public lynchings on camera, man, is what I call them. Okay? That's the only time you niggas want to rise up, and then you use that to go steal. And see, there's not, and I'm not encouraging this, but this is eventually going to happen. Thus said the scriptures, there can't be a dramatic change unless it's mass bloodshed. Okay, again, I'm not encouraging that, because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but when Yahweh Shai come back, I mean, when you read Isaiah 63, it tells you, who is this that cometh from Basra with dyed garments? Like, who the Lord is going, the Lord and his men, Lord willing, I'm one of those men, is going to get down on this place, man. Period, man. And that's when the mass bloodshed is going to happen. That's when, that's when the so-called Black, Native American, and Latino man and woman is going to be on top. That's when the Israelites are going to be on top, man. Okay? That's when that dramatic change is going to happen. See, it's not going to happen now because we don't have our power. Okay? We don't have our power. Right? We're just now turning back to our power. So that's why you see the destruction of America going on, because this was prophesied to happen before the end come. Okay? The end of this society, the end of this rulership. Okay? See, niggas is trying to build, you can't see, like Black Wall Street, right? That shit would never pan out and never work. And it didn't work because the Lord didn't want it to work. Israelite, we can't do nothing without the Lord. That's the difference. Like, that's the thing. These heathen can make shit work without the Lord, right? But the Lord allows them to do that. But they're not subject. They're not the Lord. Don't they're compared unto spirit. The Lord don't give a fuck about them. That's why they're going to be in subjection under us when we are in the kingdom. Okay. But notice, when we are in the kingdom, we're going to be what? Righteous. Okay, we're going to live by the law and enforce the law. We're going to be real police of the earth, of the universe. Okay? That's the difference. They don't get the perks that we get. They don't get the blessings that we're going to receive. Yeah, they get the blessings of this time, but here it is that their heaven can come to an end. Our heaven won't come to an end. Once we're set up back in rulership, it won't come to naught anymore. We're not going to experience this bitterness anymore. Okay? It says, "And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplications. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn." And, this is going to happen. Right, we are going to see that body of Yahweh Shai when he got pierced. You know what I mean? But my point was in 8 and 9. Okay, let me grab this really quick. Yeah, this is Isaiah 41 and 14. It says, "For I the Lord." Well, I'll start at 13. It says, "For I the Lord Yahweh. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying upon thee, fear not, I will help thee." Help who? Help Israel. Help Jacob. It says, "Fear not, O thou worm Jacob." Right? Worm, right? A worm doesn't really have a defense mechanism like that, So we're compared to a worm. Right now, we are compared to a worm, because here it is that we're still under subjection. We still are under the enemy, right? But the Lord said he's going to bring us out of that, okay? And indeed, right, with us waking up to who we are, and us pushing and teaching his word and prophesying the downfall of this place, right? Which you love so much, which is Babylon, right? And it has a whole bunch of spiritual names. I can get into that all day, but that's another video. But with this place being brought down low, we're going to be brought up. And when Yahweh Shai come back, he's going to come back with power, because it's his kingdom, man. Okay? And when this kingdom is established, and when this kingdom is going, you heathen will be in subjection, period. And you will have to do what we say, how we say it, when we say it. Okay, it says, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth, which teeth represents what? Power. It says, thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff, right? And these mountains and hills represents different bodies of government. So you nations, right? Just like it says in Isaiah the 2nd chapter, you nations will come up and you will serve us, man. Period. No ifs, ands, buts about it. 16, it says, thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away. I just read the scripture, right? Even the feeble among Israel should be like David. And if you read about David, David killed thousands upon thousands, 10,000s of men. Okay, it says, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord Yahweh, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. So this is what we got to look for, man. Okay? This is what we got to look for. Okay? Let me get this really quick. This is well, you know what? I said it. So let me just grab this really quick. Just to prove what I'm saying, man. Because scripture's talking about strangers building up our walls, right? It's Isaiah 60:10. It says, and the son of strangers shall build up thy walls, and strangers represents who? Those other nations. And their king shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee. See, we were smote in the Most High's wrath, not through you, because you're his sword. You heathen, you Edomites are his sword. Okay, so we were smote, we were punished through you by the Most High. But what he says, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee, right? We weren't completely wiped off, right? And not only that, we are now coming back to who we are, which is scaring the fuck out you heathen. 11, it says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day or night, that men may bring unto the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So this is to come, man. Period. Okay? This is to come, man. And this is what we look forward to. So we keep pushing. We keep doing these videos day in and day out, week in and week out, pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, man, until this come, until the Lord, start popping out, until, those main prophecies, right, that we know, okay, yeah, this is right here. Like, this shit is finna end next week type. It look like it's finna end, you know what I mean? We're going to keep pushing into that, you know what I mean? And keep praying and keep, staying righteous, you know what I mean? Because that's part of pushing as well, okay, to the best of our abilities, because the scriptures do say it's going to be a famine of the word, you know what I mean? So, but we still have to be righteous regardless. Okay, it's not what we do when we press, record. It's what we do. Really, that's important too. But it's really what you do behind closed doors, and what kind of man are you behind closed doors, man? Okay, so with that, man, Lord willing, videos edifying. Lonely brothers got something from this video. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kwakadash. Until you brothers keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.